Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high level best of 7 of StarCraft 2. Today we have Clem taking on Reynor, starting here on Grasson. This is from the Maestro tournament, the French tournament that recently got played. And they had a couple of old maps in the map pool. Grassvan is one of them. They're playing on Sandworm. Golden Wall was in the pool as well, if I'm not mistaken. I am not mistaken. That was definitely in the map pool. So you're gonna see some wild maps over here in this best of 7. As Reynor opens up with, what the hell is this? This is a pool. I think this was a gas into pool, fast speed, continuous gas mining. Actually, lots of gas mining over here against a 2-Rex opener out of Clem. So it's going to be a couple of Reapers. It could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5. All of it is viable, at least 3. Against a... Ooh, I thought we were going to build a Roach Warren here, but Reynor's not feeling it yet. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Roach Warren. So, speed into Roaches. A couple of Lings will come out. Absolutely key here to deny this Reaper, obviously. So, Queen moves in forward. We have an Overlord on the low ground, seeing this bad boy come in. The man with the grenades. The man with the gun and the grenades. He has both. The grenades always seemed like such a kind of a primitive weapon. I'd be deadly afraid to throw away the wrong thing. Like, I've lit enough fireworks in my life, you know, where you'd use the like a lighter to light some fireworks and accidentally throw away the lighter instead of the fireworks and realizing it last second. I feel like I'd pull the pin out of the grenade and throw the pin at full speed. I feel like it has to be one of the weapons that has the biggest, you know, accidental suicide rate out of anything. Like, the potential to backfire has to be pretty big. You also have to throw it pretty far, I think. A dangerous weapon. Alright, Link speed has finished up, and now look at the timing of this. This is so beautiful. So these Links, they're a distraction. They're basically saying, hey, I want to catch your Reapers, nothing else. And catch them or send them back home. And while that is happening, Roaches will move across the map. This is a very committed attack. This is not a pressure build. This is an all-in. This is absolutely an all-in. And it's gonna get spotted now here, as both of these Reapers will go down as well. Bunker starts, as there's no starport, nothing else. I actually don't see a way for Clem to hold this. He's getting a tech lab right now. That means 18 seconds on the tech lab, then another 32 seconds until he gets the tech lab unit out. Marauder starts pretty much instantly as the first 2 Roaches start working on the reactor, wanting to limit production here from this barracks. I think that is a good plan. Depot's being taken out. Marauder pops on the wrong side of the road. How did the Marauder get back on the right side of the road? Well, just lifts the depot. Or yeah, lowers the depot and then lifts it again. 1 depot goes down over here. Double bunkers in the back. Ravager count of 2. Third one is about to join the party as well. More Links are running across the map. 19 workers to 29. 2 CCs versus 2 hatcheries. This barracks number 1 is going to go down. Clem forgot that he could lift that. Cyclone now on the way out. Could have been a tank. Instead it's going to be a Cyclone. 1 Roach is being cleared here. He tries to morph it into a Ravager. Doesn't quite work out. Next unit is going to be a tank. We're about 20 seconds away from the tank popping out, and that's going to be a serious issue. Link's trying to come from the top side here as a Ravager falls against the Cyclone. Good control with the SCVs, as I think Clem might just barely manage to stay alive over here. The double bunkers, the SCVs on the low ground, hold positioning, and here we go. This is the attempt. This is what Reynor has been waiting for. He's going to throw down a couple of biles, takes out 5 SCVs. Tank pops. If we clear a single one of these Ravagers, this tank will have free game. Is there concussive? No, no concussive shell. Tank is now here. We have a lot of bio units out on the map as well. Fantastic haul out of Clem. Not many Terran players that would have been capable of doing this. I would bet that in this particular scenario, if Reynor has played it again, has played it before, I don't think he's lost a single time. And this is one of the most frustrating games, or one of the most frustrating things in the world. When you have a build order, and you're like, okay, this situation is really good. I haven't lost it in practice. And then you play against someone, and their defense is just better than anyone you could have practiced with. Not just anyone that you practice with, but anyone you could have practiced with. It literally would have been impossible for you to get a better, you know, to get an opponent as good as the one you're playing against right now. It's one of the most frustrating things in StarCraft 2. Because in your mind, this should be a default win. You already count it, because you've played this situation before. It is extremely painful. More links are on the way. This game isn't over quite yet, of course. Clem could still make some mistakes. He's adding in a third CC, his second tank. We have a third Ravager as well. And a lot of links. Here we go. No full wall. Oh, Bunker's going to temporarily full wall. So tank kills one of these Ravager. Okay, now we have 2 tanks out. 16 more links on the way. One more Ravager got morphed at home. One more Ravager gets morphed aggressively. No stim, by the way, quite yet. I can't believe he went a third CC before adding extra barracks, by the way. That is a Clem move. That is a very, very Clem move. As this bunker is being targeted down. Tank in the back. Barely not capable of holding this. Really wants to plug this hole. That's, this thing is never going to end up finishing. Oh, here we go. Links moving in forward, but this is a full wall. The tank's target on the Ravagers. And that means that at least one tank is going to survive. GG gets called. Clem wins game number 1. Clem is actually a very impressive player. And I know that doesn't come as news to most of you, but it's like those types of defense where it feels like he doesn't really have the tools to hold, and then he still holds. Like pure patience, good bunker positioning in the back. Like some people might be tempted to build it further forward, but there's lots of space for his units to maneuver as well at the same time. Like, it's just so crazy good to me. It's actually so good. Ooh, Reynor just tricked him. Oh, that was not as great. But yeah, that hold is, I don't know, it is crazy how many good decisions he makes each game. Like almost everything he does is just the correct call. It is so rare to catch him in a wrong decision. Like, sometimes I feel like he might be a bit too passionate about attacking still. But majority of the time, I feel like almost all of his decisions are just correct. Like, it's just so solid. He's just so solid. He knows what needs to be done. Gets a drone kill as well here. So I'll forgive him for forgetting to block this thing with the Reaper. As he gets a drone kill in return, he's going to be quite happy with that. Triple CC, as we're going to get a starport. Helion first. Or do we get our second refinery? We're going to go Helion first. Whenever Clem goes for the Helion first, before refinery, or always, very frequently, he likes to go for a little bit of a drive-by. Little bit of a drive-by with this. I've seen it in the past, and I'm sure we're going to see it again. He tried to go for that creep tumor, doesn't quite succeed. Don't forget on this map, we have the healing tower in the middle as well. So you can be much more aggressive with Helions than you coulda, woulda, shoulda, woulda been on other maps. It's still going to be Banshee. It doesn't have a lot of gas in the bank though. Let's see how this is going to work out for him. So we have the first 2 Helions coming in. Here we go. Speed not quite done. Yeah, wants to go for the run by. He's really committed to this idea. He is so mentally committed to this. That is crazy. He really kind of brute forced himself through here. There's no queens in the main base. I think the goal here is to just get like 4 or 5 workers. That is going to be the type of trade that he will be happy with. He got 3 already. Full pool away from the gas here, or from the minerals even. Third and fourth Helion now coming in as well, as Metabolic Boost is still not done. We're gonna get a couple more worker kills here. If this Helion manages to stay alive, that would be big. Okay, all the Helions are just simply gonna die. More mining time is being lost. It is very difficult for me to judge whether this was worth it. So this is minus 4 Helions, but it's also minus 6 workers total, minus 5 links. You're forcing a lot of larvae to turn into links where perhaps the Zerg player didn't want it. And you lost a lot of mining time as a Zerg player as well. So Banshee now is going to show up, try to help this out. I'm not so sure if Clem can actually win this fight. Oh, both of them will survive. Should be moving towards the middle right now. So we haven't started any extra barracks. I was almost starting to believe that this might have been a a little bit of a mech game, but no. You do see the extra barracks coming in. The healing of the double Helions in here. The first Banshee hits the other side of the map as well. Good transfuse there to save a drone. 2 drones have gone down. Cloak is about to finish up. The second Banshee moves across the map. Double E-base coming up. We're just going into a standard macro game. And I'm very curious to see how this is going to end up after such an early game. Like, were those Helion run-bys worth it? I'd argue yes. I think they were worth it. But I'm not 100% sure about that. He added 2 more Helions than he usually would. Nowadays, 6 Helion, 2 Banshee is what you want. So that delays his barracks and does his initial marine push a little. Ooh, it's going to get a couple of links out here. This is one of the moves that we've seen out of Terrans and Protoss players with these air units, with the Oracles, with the Banshees. Just a much bigger focus on taking out anything that you can, even if it's just 3, 4, 5, 6 links. Completely fine. It's gonna cost larva, and these are links that the Zerg will need later anyways. The 4 Hellions now move across. There's actually no defense here whatsoever. If these Hellions decide to run in here, Reynor actually could be in a world of trouble. Oh, Hellions for now just going for this Evo chamber, for this creep tumor into the Evo chamber. Drones once again have to be pulled off the line. Were there any links nearby? All the links are just in the natural. They're just kind of idling. Queens move over here. Still no links nearby. The Banshees now start moving back home. What's the follow-up gonna be? We have a second factory. Is that actually it? Yeah, second factory. Nothing else. Centrifugal hoops has started. Carapace starts just now. One of the most common push-out timings for Terran is kind of like a 7-minute-ish timing. 7:20 usually is where you get your 1-1 upgrades, you have your combat shield, and usually you move out with some tanks. This time, however, we're seeing a mine opener, and it's going to be Hellbats as well. Quick drilling claws, quick Hellbats. Are there any Banes out? The answer is no. This is a serious push. This is a very serious attempt here at Reynor's Life, and I think it might just end up working. All the links do disappear. 4 Queens remain, as a couple of Banes do move in forward. Hellbats can always move back still, of course. As 1 Baneling goes down, 2 Banelings go down. Manufacturer being targeted, 1 Queen ends up falling. Can we get one more scan for this final creep tumor? It seems like the answer is gonna be no, as more and more links are going down. Dude, this is a crazy micro. Lots of Marines have fallen. We get the pickup with the full HP medevac. Clem pays attention to everything here as the Banshees swoop in, take out 1 more Queen, try to go for the second one when we just have non-stop aggression. I just don't think that Reynor can hold here. He's been completely outplayed so far in this game, starting with the Hellions and then this aggression. You still have a medevac in the back, you have loads of Marines around, and these Banelings are being targeted down before they finish up. It is 1-1 upgrade against 0-0, and the Spore gets shot. There's just not enough Banelings right now. We get a big stim in forward. A single Baneling can clear all of them, but I don't think a single Baneling is going to connect with this army. There's only 2 remaining. Ooh, Baneling almost managed to hit over there, but not quite. And now we get a turnaround. I do believe that this should be it. 150 supplied in 97. There was a 4th base behind this. There was a 2nd factory behind this. GG gets called as Clem was playing a macro game and accidentally killed his opponent. Yeah, Clem is actually busted in the head. Like, once he gets going, this guy is an unstoppable machine. He just keeps hitting over and over. You think it should stop, and he just keeps going. He's like one of these old school Live League videos, you know? It's like, oh my god. Like, you don't want to watch, but you click the link, reading the title. That's what Clem does to opponents as well. Watching Clem games is legitimately like watching Live League videos. It is the same. It is very painful. And then we celebrate the guy, you know, that did the beating up as well. That's the worst part. Like, oh, look how good he is. Like, a little bit of empathy, man. Freaking Reynor. Imagine how he must feel after those last 2 games. Game 1, he has what many would consider like a freaking W. Like, he runs across the map with 3 Ravagers and 24 links against someone that has like 2 Marines. And a Hellion, 0 Reapers left over, and a Clem holds. And in the second game, he just runs in with 2 Hellions 3 minutes in. And from there on, he just keeps beating him over and over and over and over. It's like releasing Mike Tyson into like a class of 3rd graders. He probably wouldn't do anything. Like, he's not a psychopath. But imagine you had a killing machine with the power of Mike Tyson, and you'd release him in like a group of 3rd graders. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're watching. That's what those previous 2 games felt like. Like, one side that stomps out of Clem. Like, you cover the name there. You don't realize this is the rank 6 of the world, which I think is what Reynor is right now when it comes to illegal luck. Which I take very serious, because it's the best elo system that we have in StarCraft 2. So, you know, I live by it. I'm currently ranked 36. So I have all the incentives to distrust it, you know? I believe I'm better than rank 36 in the world. Aligulac doesn't. No, Aligulac is a prick. You can blow it. Alright, what the hell are we doing here? Fast Evo Chamber. Oh! This is a build we've been seeing out of Reynor a little. This is gonna go into a fast +1 carapace. Oh, there we go. It's gonna catch that Reaper, I think. Or at least that should be the goal here. And he just wants to make sure that the Reaper can't go anywhere where he can scout. He's gonna go and catch it right now. And he's gonna succeed big time, right? Now, imagine you're Clem in this situation. What have we seen in the previous game, right? A roach all in. So he gets the bunker. This is 100% the correct call, by the way. There is nothing you can say about this. Nothing you can say about it is a mistake. Unless Clem was map hacking, he couldn't have played this better. This is perfect. He doesn't cut corners when it comes to defending. He just does what needs to be done. And now he sends the boys back home. He's like, hey, I can have my helions up here. And if I see you have Ling Roach, I believe I have the speed to pull my SCVs down. My Marines are staying on the ramp and I'm building a Banshee. I am as safe as I'm ever going to be. If this was a Roach all-in, Clem would have held. This isn't a Roach all-in, so Clem definitely holds. There was no real threat. Yeah, this is the equivalent of someone dressing up in like a bear uniform and you shoot them with the shotgun. Even if it was a real bear, you would have held. Maybe bear mace would be better, because then you don't accidentally kill the guy. I feel like you can't really get any blame though if someone scares you in a bear uniform. Sometimes you see those videos, where in freaking America, like a guy dresses up in a bear uniform to scare their co-workers. It's like, haha, funny practical joke. Let's see if I can give my co-workers a cardiac arrest. It's like, if someone would pull that at me, if this would happen to me at a StarCraft 2 event, I'm sitting there playing my game, and in the DreamHack venue, a bear shows up, I would not find that a funny practical joke. I would not be friends with that person. Dude, that would scare the crap out of me. What type of a joke is that? That's a hostile work environment. What the hell? But in America, I would not dare putting on the freaking bear uniform. The guy that's putting on the bear uniform hasn't heard of the freaking Second Amendment or what? Put on the bear uniform, some guy thinks he's going to be the superhero, shoot the freaking bear. I don't think he's going to aim for the leg if there's a bear charging you. Be freaking wild as well if you start aiming at the bear and he's running towards you and it's like, whoa, put down the gun, buddy. I feel like that would mess with your head as well. You might still just shoot because you're so confused. I feel like there's no good outcomes. Like ever. As Clem is now flying in with the double Banshee. Paf! Gonna get these queens. This is the thing with Clem. Oh, hold that thought. Gonna get 2 drone kills here to start things off with. He has like many different variations of attack routines. Sometimes he goes for the queens. Sometimes he goes for the main base and the drones. He does it all. The worker bees and the queen bees. This time he hated the monarchy more. I think only a single queen. No queens actually died. Good transfuses. It's a good start for Reynor. Already has the +1 carapace and does help a little bit, I guess, against the Banshees. Also helps a little against the Hellions. Like not a crazy impact, but impactful enough. And whenever we see this type of setup, the way that Reynor likes to play is semi-heavy on the run buys and infestor usage. So I am fully expecting extra hatcheries, quick hive, and then some infestors to come out. And the goal here is to catch Marines. And the thing that Clem wants to do most likely is go for a Hellbat push. Because there's not going to be any banelings with this. Ooh. Look at that. Reynor's eyeing us around. Reynor's putting on his bear uniform here. Let's see. Is Clem scared? Maybe he should have been. These Hellions are not Hellbats yet. Marines are going to die before the medevacts show up. This was awful for Clem. 1-1 upgrades for Reynor. 0-0 for Clem. No combat shield. No combat shield on the way even at this point. This was terrible for Clem. Now Reynor can do whatever the hell he wants. Gets a hive, gets 12 drones. Do we have infestors yet? No. He's even going to wait a little bit with that. Now we get the infestors. I'm expecting a second Evo chamber, by the way. Oh, we have a second Evo chamber. In that case, I'm expecting +2. I said I'm expecting +2. Alright. Oh, there we go. 6th hatchery in the natural. Banshee shows up. Pisses off again as well. Clem is probably going to be sitting back for a little while. This is not an easy map to attack on. This is run by city, as the kids call it. How far these creep tumors are being pushed forward. Just a little bit, though. It's going for like a big X on the minimap. You hear phew, phew. Fat X. This is the X Games. Reynor wants Tony Hawk to show up. I don't even know if Tony Hawk ever went to the X Games. I feel like the X Games might be more recent than Tony Hawk. It could be wrong. Maybe he invented the X Games. It's like his tournament. Oh, hold that thought. They're going to get a fungal here on 4 Marines. If they die, still no combat shield here. That means he'll need to pick up. Clem, that is. Are the X Games even a competition, or is it more of like a demonstration of cool tricks? I've never actually watched it. I think the X Games is also with monster trucks, no? Or is it like Monster Jam or something like that? Space Jam. That's a movie. I don't think they do that in big arenas. Alright. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Adrenal Glands. Reynor isn't even that far ahead in supply, by the way. Despite having probably the best possible start. Like, he really destroyed earlier. And we have no split on the Infestors. Despite there being 3, you could go for like a 2-1 split. That means that you have Infestors on both sides. Because if you don't pre-split Infestors, you're just going to be, you know, chasing reality. The reality is that the Marines will be running away from you and picking up. Look at this freaking crazy creep spread. Poof. 9 minutes and 16 seconds in an active game. And the spread was about to touch the natural. Well, like 2 tumors away from the natural. That's pretty freaky. That's pretty freaky. Reynor's a freaky guy, what can you say? Ooh, here comes the Burrow Fester. Let's see. Does Clem see it? Clem is not aware of this right now. He could be, but he's not. This base is gonna get taken out. Is Clem actually just winning again? Ooh, mine's not borrowed. Is a mistake. There are some Hellbats in here. Marines in the back dealing a lot of damage. Melee hasn't finished up quite yet. Bailing Nest is on the way. Oh, here we go. Fat Fungal on top of all of these units. We have another Infestor coming in from the back. These are some neat Fungals, but Clem still... Like, it's not the best traits I've ever seen, but it's good enough. There's 7 Marauders out. We have more Liberators moving in forward as well. Adrenal is now finished up, and we go for a full-on drive-by. This is a lot of stuff. It's like 75 links or so. There are 2 tanks at home. The splits are good onto those tanks. 1 mine is gonna burrow. Link sets up. Ultra's now running across the map as well. As the Link start hitting the 3rd base, Clem probably needs to run away with some of these SCVs before they all die. So Natural has also been breached. Main base has been breached. Do we have Borrow? Yeah, we have Borrow, but it's not being utilized currently. That could be an issue. Oh, dude, some borrowed links everywhere would have been great. Overall, resources lost 7.7k to 6.5. Baneling's not morphing quite yet. Infestor count is at 3, and we have currently about 3 Fungals available as well to us. Well, 3 Fungals. Get a full pivot towards the left side of the map. I'm not sure if Clem is aware of the fact that there's a base here, or if he's just kind of feeling like, oh, look at that. He smelled it. Clem has a phenomenal nose. Not just a good-looking nose, but one that works properly as well. Now you really want both in life. You can have the best nose, but if you can't smell, what's the freaking point, man? Unbelievable. This is an interesting run by. So he's giving up a base for a base. It's going to be a good trade for Reynor, as he gets a big fungal on top of those mines as well. No Overseers in the mix. Means that these mines are going to connect big time. At the same time, Reynor takes out one of his opponent's bases. Actually, yeah, just 1 base, because this orbital is flying over towards the left side. So it's going to be 4 base versus 4 base. But 55 workers to 76. 14 Marauders to 7 Ultras. With +3 now on the way. +3 armor hasn't even started yet, by the way. I think Clem might be in a little bit of trouble. What Clem needs here is... well, more than $1. He's going to need a couple of decent fights. So ideally he gets a base down. Ideally he gets this base down. Like, this is the dream. He just ignores the creep here as well, right? Freaking go in, man. Oh, he's really blasting that extractor. Holy crap. Not even a cancel. Reynor's going to be losing some sleep over that. Not. Yeah, this was not what he needed. He needed a kill on that base. And then ideally he fights when he's maxed. Oh, you can't even freaking see the circle on this map. That's how wide it is. Good lord, this map is pill. Liberators now starting to siege up. No real anti-air quite yet. The first 4 Corruptors are on the way. Actually, 2 are out already. It's going to be 6 Corruptors. It's going to be quite helpful. Centrifugal Hooks is on the way too. Corruptors now show up. Can we get a fungal? If we get a fungal on this, he gets all 3. Did not go for the fungal. It's allowed, but probably a mistake as the Ultra burrows. It's very close to chewing through. Corruptors in the sky dealing with the Liberators. Mines on the ground dealing with absolutely nothing as we get a couple of big fungals here hitting. Corruptor count a little bit too small still to deal with all of the Lips. And Clem might just barely be capable of surviving here with the +3 attack. 125 supply to 166. 15 SCVs went down with a couple of Ultras very deep in the red. Are these the last Ultras? Yeah, the last of the Ultras. Transfuses need to go down here in order for them to survive. Always need to be careful. All of a sudden you lose all your Ultras. These fights aren't as fun anymore. Goes from ha 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 to not so funny. Look at the retargeting here. That's crazy. God, he's absolutely cooked in the head. Look at this. Is he serious? He's just paying attention to this. He's still macroing behind this. Doing still stuff over here. Boom. Mine finally hits. At the same time, Natural is going to get breached. Dude, that was actually insane. Holy crap. Watching Clem do anything is impressive, but this was very impressive. He's in a playable position, potentially. He's actually in a playable position. This guy's completely cooked in the head, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Oh, here we go. Big attack moving in forward. Marauder showing up as well. This is a big Marauder force. But you're one big fungal away from all of them dying. And I think that's what's going to happen here. One fungal hits a little bit. Corruptors are going to connect. Next fungal hits. Medevac's going down. As Clem is going to end up losing this game over here. We have a run by into the third base as well. Pylon proved to be a little bit too much for him with that fast 1-1 rush out of Reynor. Clem does end up falling. He's down about 80 supply right now. Where before he still had a chance, now it is truly over. Even I don't believe anymore. And I am a true believer. Link's all burrowed over here. Reynor's going to start moving it forward. What are these Corruptors doing? A little bit off in the head. Oof. There go the Links. Can I get an unburrow? Hell yeah. No. Corruptors are gonna pee? No, they're not. This was a terrible fight for Reynor, given how little resources each player had, but... there's like 5 Marauders there against the entire Zerg force. And Clem actually manages to survive, but it's still over. Like, Clem just doesn't have enough workers right now. Reynor has enough mining. He has enough units. I think he has Ultras, which there's really no direct counter to. It's not enough Marauders. It's not enough Liberators. We have Infestors. There's Corruptors, so... yeah, it's just pretty over. And then this is a no border policy here out of Clem. All these Links are streaming in. Clearing these eBays right now. So Reynor takes game number 3. A neat trick out of Reynor there with the speed early game. I feel like that build only works in the context of a roach all-in threat. So that's why he showed the roach all-in first, I think. So despite him losing game number 1, that build allowed him to win game number 3. Which is just really neat planning within a series, like kind of metagaming inside of the series, which is really nice. And it's kind of how you want to plan series. Have builds that look like one another and that give you like different positions in the game. I think he used that beautifully there. Absolutely great series planning. As Reynor, of course, an experienced competitor. Knows what's good. Clem's going to open up with a double barracks now. It's the lucky spawn. There's 2 types of spawns you can get. You get the spawns if you go over here, put your barracks, and let's put it over here, and then your second barracks over here. Means that your tech lab and your reactors are going to be on the outside. Much more susceptible to Roach Ravager attacks, Ling Bane, just Ling Floods in general. Something you always kind of got to keep in mind when you play a build like this. It's like, where are my tech labs going to end up? As we get a double depot, then eventually into a reactor over here. Hatch first on the side of Reynor, so more standard approach to things. He's going to fly over, see this Reaper, and I think he's going to be okay with what this is. I don't think he's going to be like shocked. Don't think he's going to be shocked at all here. He's going to be like, oh, all right. It is what it is. Reaper comes out. First 4 links start. I wonder if he's going to take a third base. So there's a couple of different like setups you can go for. Gets the Overlord plus drone. We don't see anything being sent out quite yet. And we have continued gas mining as well. So fast link speed. Rather than taking a third base, he's going to go for fast link speed. And see how well he can defend over here. Ooh, nice split on the 2-2 links. He moves forward once more. 2 links a little bit lower. Queen still 4 or 5 seconds away from finishing up here. Clem's micro is phenomenal, but not good enough to get the kill. Let's see what we do over here. Double injects. Queen into Queen on the natural as well, or no? Doesn't seem to be the case. One of these drones does end up falling. Both Reapers stay alive. It's 3 Reapers in the factory. Same build order as we saw in game number 1. 2 Queens are now on the low ground. Are the links on the high? Not quite. Ooh. He's actually moving a little bit too far away over here. Clem's going to commit in. Link's not in the right position here either. We get a jump into the main base. There is a Queen up there. That means the end of at least one of these 2 leftover Reapers. I even believe that all of the Reapers here are going to fall. Look at this. Anticipation as a habit to set you up for some Reaper kills, apparently. Factory drops onto this reactor. Starport on the high ground. We should start our stim behind this as well. Let's take a quick look here at our overall workers killed. 1 worker killed. It's not enough for 3 Reapers. It's not enough. Gonna get a lot of drones. Fast Evo chamber. So once again, we're gonna get a carapace rush here out of Reynor, who was very successful in the previous game with that. And this time with a superior eco as well. At least I think it's going to be a superior eco, because he doesn't really have to worry about Banshees showing up. It's going to be a Liberator instead. 6 Hellion into Liberator seems to be the setup over here. Oh. We're going for mines behind it too. Or a 3rd barracks somewhere around. It's also possible. But it could be 2 barracks mine. 4 Hellions are trying to deal some damage. Carapace indeed on the way. 43 workers to 35. Queen count is at 5. Let's go some first position on Clem's side of things. I always like watching what he's doing. Starport flies over right now. Liberator moves towards the far south. It's going to go into the natural. There are 0 spores out. That means it's going to be a pure Queen defense. Look at the speed here. This is crazy. One of the best indicators of being a top-level StarCraft 2 player is the ability to respond to a new screen. So the amount of time it takes for you to swap onto a new screen and then go for your first action while you're on a new screen. There's a strong correlation between that skill and performing well. And it seems to be a very trainable skill. And Clem is phenomenally quick when it comes to that. Although this time Reynor seems to be fast enough dealing with his stuff. What have we killed so far? Well, when I say we, I meant Clem, but Clem has killed nothing. He's lost more than he's killed, which is not usually how harass is supposed to work. It's a little bit like bullying. The moment you start insulting yourself, you're probably not the one that's doing the bullying anymore. Some advanced bullying that most people haven't heard of quite yet. Liberator's gonna siege up in the natural. Actually does get some kills. Force away some drones as well. These Marine shop are gonna get to cancel the 4th base, but at what cost? One of these medevacs most likely is barely gonna fall. Full medevac stays alive though. 2 drones go down. 3 SUVs went down. Carapace is done. We have a Hydra then on the way, I think is what I saw. This is a slightly different setup. It's gonna be Ling Hydra Lurker? Ling Lurker? Hydra Infestor? It's hard to guess where this is gonna go. We can see where he came from, but we can't quite see where the path leads us. It's getting a couple of Hydras at least. I'm expecting a quick hive here once more. Could also be like Ling Hydra into Ultra. Not common, but playable, well, perhaps. Straight Lurker then. Wow. This is a Lurker rush. These Marines are just blasting through. The moment they get combat shields, like Marines with Medivacs, are insane. And the moment 1-1 finishes up, they're going to be double insane. Sadly, this fight was pre-1-1, or you're going to get a couple more Ling kills here. Let me tell you, you're going to get a couple more Ling kills. Carapace +2 almost finished, by the way, here for Reynor. So Reynor's only going to be down, or even in upgrades for, what is it, about 30 seconds or so. Then his Carapace is going to finish up. I guess he'll be down in attack upgrades, but I don't think he gives a crap. Lurkers generally don't care so much about attack upgrades. You shouldn't forget about that either, as creep spread is going to reset over here. Lurker then goes up. Extractor 7 and 8 go down here as well. Marine pulls back. Viper on the way. I guess the Vipers are necessary to deal with the Medivacs. So one of the hardest things to do as a Zerg player when you're playing against someone that is as aggressive as Clem is to go across the map. So imagine you have your Lurker army and you want to run across. It can be really difficult to do that because the moment you move out, like Marines run in at 3 different sites, and by the time you start attacking the depots at their third, you've already lost 48 drones and 3 bases. You know, and they'll have 2 tanks behind a natural wall, and you're just going to get cooked. So Vipers, I think, here have the task of pushing this back, saying, hey, I have a way to catch your Medivacs, and that way is going to be Parasitic Bomb. Got this little spell. Or perhaps an Abduct, of course. Also works. Abduct into the Hydras would actually be a very fair way of dealing with this crap. Lurkers are going to get scouted. More tanks on the way. Clem very tank-centric right now in this game. No Knight is coming out quite yet. Creep continues out forward. And here come the double Vipers. This army got pushed back a little bit. What does Reynor have defensively? 4 Lurkers, a bunch of Queens. Parasitic Bomb gets used. There we go. This is what I was talking about. You're off by an inch and you're going to get cleared out on the map. I'm not sure if these Medivacs do get to survive. Yep. All 3 of them managed to survive and the hatchery went down. Still have this army on the map as well, of course. This is such an issue. This is such an issue. That's why moving across the map with Lurkers is so hard. We're going to get Overlord Speed, by the way. Lunge, Baneling Nest, Adrenal Glands. The works. First set of ghosts now coming out. 9 tanks. It's hard to imagine dying when there's 9 tanks. Love the Vikings, by the way. Just to patrol against Overseers, I think is genuinely a good play. Makes it much easier to deal with stuff. It does make it harder to use F2 all army hotkeys. 2 Nidus networks now come down. See how Reynor's going to figure this all out. 5th base on the far right. Ling Hydra just kind of moving around. This is probably the most passive that I've seen Clem be in a game. He's just sitting back and deciding to do nothing. He's just sitting here idling, man. He is just sitting there idling. Reynor double expands at the same time. 12 Overseers on the way. It's going to bring the total up to 20. My quick math skills. He eats those rocks as well, the debris. Goes into the Zergling belly. You'll have a tough day on the toilet tomorrow, let me tell you. If you eat a lot of debris. It ain't nice. It's one hell of a Nidus worm. Look at that. Right to the edge of creep. It's going to be capable of transporting from here straight to here. Defend the edge bases, maybe. Defensive lurker usage with Nidus is really freaking strong, by the way. Especially if you have map hacks with the changeling. Like, actually underrated. Because you can always be in time with enough lurkers. Like, imagine you have 3 lurkers here, 3 lurkers here. You split them, and then you see a big army coming. Boom, you add 3 more. All of a sudden, you have 6. Or imagine you split them 6-6. 6 lurkers here, 6 lurkers there. You see your opponent coming, you put 6 in the Nidus, put all 6 there, then you have 12 total. Imagine you have 12 lurkers on both sides. 12 over here, 12 over there. With a changeling, you see the opponent coming, you put all 12 lurkers in the Nidus, pop them out here. 24 lurkers. Like, there's infinite scenarios I could draw up where you could send lurkers from one side to the next with defensive worms. It's really a crazy cool tool like that. The combinations are endless. There's ghosts here are gonna snipe some of these lurkers. Queens are nearby to transfuse and moral support as well. That's what the Dutch monarch did as well in the Second World War. They went to England, fled the Netherlands, so that through radio broadcast they could motivate the Dutch resistance and the people of the Netherlands through the means of Radio Orange. Well, seems like the monarchy once again getting a fat W over here, as the distraction of the queens in the main base allowed Reynor to completely destroy this base over here. Now, I was so distracted by the queens that I also missed majority of that fight. A couple of tanks went down on the high ground too. You have a changeling army now coming in forward. CC flies on over. A decent amount of banelings is being constructed here. Oh, what is this? This is just pure Ling. Actually pure Ling. Changelings moving everywhere. Could maybe form a bit of a wall on this ramp. It's not what's happening. Ooh, Ling's running in. Tanks being taken out. This army is just being blasted. Dude, Clem is being outplayed. Nidus is gonna finish up, but it's empty. Nothing in there. There's no lurkers on the map anymore. The Nidus are a sham. It's a fake product. Reynor takes game number 4. So twice now, Reynor has opened up with the fast Evo Chamber Carapace upgrade rush. And twice he's won the game. That also means that Clem lost twice, playing against the Carapace rush. Both players now, so in my mind, this is what's going to happen. Reynor is most likely going to once more go for the Carapace rush. He's opening up with the speed. The same that he did in game number 1 and game number 3. So these are these intergalactic games. Sorry, the meta games within the series. That's what I meant. Inter-series? No, inter-game. So intercontinental means between continents. International means between nations. And domestic is within the country. So inter probably means something like between. So inter-game, mind games. Sometimes you have mind games in between series. That type of stuff is actually wild. And it almost also never works because your opponent needs to remember what you did before. StarCraft players famously dumb as a brick. So they never remember. Okay, what are we going to see over here? It's going to be fast speed at least. So we've seen 2 options so far out of Reynor. Option number 1 is the Roach Rush that we saw in game number 1. Option number 2 is the Carapace Rush that we saw in game number 3. And we kind of saw like a bastardized version of it in game number 4. It wasn't the same opener, but the same concept. And he's won both of the games where he went for that similar concept. I think the Roach Warren was supposed to be thrown down at this point. And as we're not seeing it, instead it's going to be a second queen. I believe we're heading into a Carapace direction here, which is kind of what I expected. And I believe that Clem will expect this too. I know Clem a little bit. I think Clem realizes what's going on. He's a smart cookie. But he's not a cookie, he's French. He's a smart Frenchman. Calling someone a smart cookie is kind of an insult, no? Because I think majority of the cookies actually have no brains. So you're going to be pretty smart compared to the other cookies. So, hey, you smart cookie. So, yeah. So calling someone like a smart ape, you know? You're so smart for a jellyfish. Like, yeah, no crap. Jellyfish, I think, also don't have a brain. Oh, here we go. Into the main. Sees 3 queens. Gets the grenades. Sees a lot of drones as well. Skipping the bunker this time. Yeah, Clem completely disrespecting the possibility. Well, not completely disrespecting. Kind of disrespecting the possibility of a roach all-in. Got 3 marines out rather than just the 1. And build a single helion rather than the 2. So it's slightly different, but this is economically very strong. It's going to allow him to harass a significant amount. I personally believe that Clem knows what's going on. He knows that this is going to be Carapace. There's no way he doesn't know. I know, you know, that you're not roach-all-inning me. 18 links. That's a lot of links. What is this? Is this for a run-by or is this defensive stuff? Whoa. This is run-by territory, no? This is also a run around, grab these helions from behind, absolutely slaughter them territory. It's not what Reynor did. 26 links. I feel like just killing the helions is not going to be good enough in that case. You have 1 Banshee at home. So even if you run by right now, it's not going to really do very much. This wall is about to complete. So your timer is running out too. This is an awkward round of links that he built. A very awkward round of links. Because the Banshee is at home. We have 4 Marines at home. But this is useless, no? What is the best case scenario here? Is you kill 5 Marines. Okay, we got our best case scenario. I kill some SCVs as well. Forces some boys to stop mining. Good control here on this defensive micro. 2, 3 SCVs going down. 3 SCVs. Pulls back the Hellions, but not the greatest thing that could have happened, I think. I also think that the links were built a little bit early, so it cost them a lot of cash there. Spores on the way, Lairs on the way. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. Carapace is actually going to finish up right now, and more links will need to be constructed to deal with these Hellions. I am afraid of these Hellions, let me tell you. These Hellions scare me, and they should scare you as well, if you're a Zerg player or a Reynor fan. Ooh, Hellions entering the main base right now. That was actually a fairly decent defense, honestly, out of Reynor. It's going to end up losing 3 drones in exchange for 5 Hellions. That's a trade that I think many a Zerg player would make. 1 more drone goes down against the double Banshee. This one has 17 kills. What the hell did he kill? Just links? Oh, right, this was the defensive Banshee. All right, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, holy crap, where did this guy get his stars and stripes from? +2 Carapace on the way. And I'm once more expecting an infestation pit here. This is an infestation pit map, isn't it? Not a Hydra Den map. It might be, I don't actually know. It could be both. It could be either. It could be neither. Couple of tumors here being pushed forward, perhaps. He can already take the base, can't he? You don't have to wait with taking the base until you clear these rocks. You just need to clear the rocks in order to mine. These rocks, by the way, are what we call empathy debris. They all die together. Sympathetic criers. So you attack one and the others also lose HP. Because they can't stand seeing their friends in pain. 3 hatcheries on the way. So it's going to go up to 6 hatch. 1-1 upgrades against +1 Carapace links. This is not a good fight for Reynor. Absolutely not. No way, buddy. You can't do this still. You need a higher queen count here. I don't think he can hold this. It's going to be very tight. Yep, doesn't hold it. Now we're going to get a drop into the main base. Spores will deny that. 1-1 upgrade Marines with 2 medevac support. If you don't have 5 queens there, your lings are just going to run into a freaking meat grinder. Like, they actually do run into a meat grinder. You need like 50 lings and you get that instant surround, but that's not at all what happened there. Banshee now shows up over here. Deals very little damage. A lot of Marines. Is this Adrax? It is Adrax. Oh my god. Okay, I did not quite catch that. So we're gonna get an Adrax here out of Clem. Reynor coming in clean with a run by. Adrax without having any type of banelings is absolutely is diabolical if you can do it. Okay, Lings do manage to run in. There's just a single tank here. I think this base can be given up. Lots of focus fire on that depot. Not entirely sure about that, but SCVs are not going down at as high a pace as I would have expected, and all the links go down. 11 SCVs fall. 75 workers to 51. But the real issue here is going to be the massive marine count, and that's the problem if you don't have any banes. Usually these type of run-bys are great, because defensively on creep you're fine if you have like 10 banes, but if you have 0 banes, you probably need to wait until you get like freaking ultras out or something. And without ultras, how the hell are you going to deal with this? I'm not quite seeing it, unless you get Vipers. Like, Vipers could be a potential answer. Because you can deal with the tanks, and then maybe you can deal with the Marines in some other way. Here comes a flank. No, here doesn't come a flank. Fungals are running out soon, and so is the medevac energy, though. So these Marines are actually going to be quite low. Another big fungal connects. One infestor gets taken out. Another fungal connects. Another fungal here from the back. Infestor dies before it gets to cast that fungal. That makes 2 infestors that died with enough energy for a single fungal. That would have been great over here. I'm not entirely sure if it would have been enough. Tank now is going to go down as well. Banshee falls. And this, my dear friends, is starting to look pretty dark here for Reynor, who has a lot of supply and infestors that are useless. A lot of supply and queens that are useless. Clem has a fort base behind this, so this is an aggressive pressure build. But with potential of a, you know, a transition. A pivot, so to speak. And here we see that pivot. 1, 2, 3... potentially 4 tech labs here in the mix of a single factory. I do not think ultras are going to come out, but if they do, Marauders will be there to welcome them with open arms and concussive shells in their face. And another big stim. Medevac still out of energy as these fungals are connecting in a big way, by the way. Holy crap. Some money fungals, but not money enough. Clem will take this map and put himself on match point. And in our potentially final game, we've been transported to Golden Wall, in which Reynor shows us an opener he hasn't shown before yet. We're gonna get ourselves a hatch first, pre-Overlord, 15 hatch this was, into I think a 15 pool is what I'm expecting here. There you go. It's gonna be a gasless start here. There's a couple of ways you can play this. This is a decent map for it, because you have a full wall over here. Can mine from the back base as well, which would of course be great. And this can be cleared by the Terran. This could also be cleared by the Terran, but it makes the rotations very difficult for Terran. Like, if you take this as your third, for example, then Helions can come here, Helions can come over here. Well, if you just take this base and you wall the front area, there's just a single area of entry. So you get queens, 2 queens and a roach or 2. You're going to be golden. So it's kind of what I'm expecting here out of Reynor, but so far he hasn't actually built anything yet. They're sending this drone very far away. I'm expecting a queen. Okay, we're going to get 1 queen. No second queen, though. So he's rushing out this third base, because that is possible here on Golden Wall. Queen on 1 base, which will manage to defend it. And then an instant hatch on the third. Because there's no way to enter the main base except by going through the natural, which is unlikely to happen. I don't think Clem is aware of this at all, by the way. He's waiting for a drone to pop out. He's going to see this, be like, yeah, what the hell? That makes no sense. Second queen should start momentarily. Maybe it won't. Queen pops out. There we go. So if Clem was very familiar with Zerg openers, he would know that something weird happened here and that a queen would, you know, has to be missing at this point. But I don't think Clem has the balls to run into the main base here. If he had the balls to run into the main base, he would have been capable of dealing serious damage. He theoretically could have known, but they're very tight timings. Like, this is a hatchery that's maybe 15 seconds faster. So you should be capable of figuring out, hey, there's not going to be a queen in the main, but it is not a simple read, let me tell you. Gonna get our drones to start right now in the natural. New Overlord starts instantly here as well. I'm not sure why this Overlord starts, because this hatchery is about to finish. So that means you're gonna run out of that supply block anyway, but I could be wrong. Low ground 3rd CC on the gold. So it did manage to understand that this was going to be a gasless start. Yeah, let's see what Reynor's plans here are going to be. And what Clem's plans are going to be. So one of the builds that I spoke to Clem about when we were talking about this particular start was, first of all, low ground CC, or at least a non-in-base command center. And then as a follow-up, going for a medevac drop. I think is something that's really strong. It does look like he's going to go for a Banshee opener here anyway. But I think a medevac drop is so strong, simply due to the fact that there's no speed majority of the time. It's either going to be roaches or very delayed speed. Right now we're even seeing double Evo chambers before anything else. Okay, we do get the speed, but still double Evo chambers. That is kind of crazy if you ask me. That is extremely crazy if you ask me. So we have helions just kind of being poked around, ping-ponged by these queens. 5 queens are out, 1 more on the way. And this is a simple hold here. Reynor has this drone ready in case these helions want to jump in somewhere. As long as it's not the 3rd base that they jump into, then I think Reynor's going to be just fine. 3 queens show up there. These queens are now pushing in forward as well. I mean, this is just great here. This is a great start for Reynor, honestly. Helions have taken a little bit of damage already. Should not be capable of doing anything. 52 drones, 4 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Lair starts. Spores on the way as well. So Reynor seems to be in tune with what the hell is going on. Has he figured it out with an OV scout? No, OV hasn't actually seen a whole lot. Doesn't need to, apparently. I guess the double Evo chambers were more for the wall rather than for anything else. It's like a backup. A safety, if you will. A couple of links now showing up. This drone's still not mining. Helions perhaps try to go in. Metabolic boost is about to finish up, and that would mean the end of this patrolling drone, most likely. 59 workers, though, already. We have a 4th base on the way, too. Creep spread looking extremely healthy. Where's my double Banshee at? Where is my double Banshee at? Oh, he's just hanging at the 3rd? He's gonna go for Adrax, isn't he? No. It's a reactor. Naked tech lab. Oh, he's not using them, these Banshees. 0 pressure out of Clem. No worker kills. No kills whatsoever. Just a single Hellion that died. This was 6 Hellion into 2 Banshee with 0 damage. Now the Banshees are gonna start moving out. 2 more queens are on the way, so it's going to bring the total up to 11. Do we get an infestation pit out, or are we going to go Baneling Nest? That is the only thing I really care about. The Banshees are going to get spotted. Reynor will start moving in position soon. Unless he wasn't paying attention. And I don't think he was paying attention. Drones are going to get pulled away. 3 drones fall. Queens in position to deal with this? Absolutely. Absolutely, queens are in position to deal with this. These guys are running the wrong way. So these 6 in the main base here will push this out eventually. -4. Where's my links at? 19 links are out on the map. 76 drones already. I'd love to see an infestation pit here. So we're going into 3 more barracks pre-4th base. So it actually is going to be Adrax. But with mines, it is rare to see a mine Adrax. Banshees are still active, but sadly no overseer for these 3 queens. Roaches coming in. Did he scout the Adrax? You see nothing so far. I think Reynor just knows it's going to be an Adrax. The question, of course, is going to be, does he know how to beat it? Roaches are a great start. Ravagers are brilliant against tanks. Quite decent as well, may I add, against mines. And also okay against marines, obviously, especially if you have decent upgrades. Okay, here we go. Banelings being morphed in. It's going to be Hellbat Marine Mine. No combat shield quite yet. 1-1 upgrades versus +1 carapace. Lings are going to try to trigger some of these mine shots, as the transfuses are good. Still have 11 queens out. A bunch of those should be running over, I think. How many do we have here? 6, 7? Guess the rest is just injecting. Infestation pit comes out. These mines could be cleared, by the way. Really should try and do that while he can. For free. Centrifugal hooks is halfway done. Doesn't want to commit into this fight. I don't think so. Get a big stim. Here comes the surround. Baneling snipes are good. Baneling snipes are fantastic there. As just the roaches by themselves have enough of kind of a backline to hold this for now. No tanks to push forward. Ravager Biles can help out against mines, of course, if you spot them in time, but 0 banelings in the mix make this type of fight a little bit harder than it probably should be. Mine there does get a connection still. Come on, can we get some baneling morphs? We need some banes. We got the centrifugal hooks, but we're just rallying Link straight into the mine, straight into the marines. The Banshees on top of this also dealing a lot of damage. Another mine is going to connect with these roaches. I don't think a single baneling has managed to get a connection yet. This army is feeling fairly overstimmed though. So a couple of biles here to force these units back. Still no extra banelings being morphed. 77 drones. Spores could be pushed forward as well. Biles once more will force his army back at least a little bit. A couple of transfuses. Reynor needs to be so careful. New and more medevacs being sent across is going to help this marine army. But we still have no extra Banes in production. Without Bane connections, I just don't think you can fight this many marines. There's no real splash either. It's not like there's tanks shooting. These mines are hardly dealing damage. Hive is on the way. Like, Reynor feels super confident here. That much is obvious. But I'm not sure if he should. Should he feel this confident? He's going to push this back at least for now. One more mine shot is going to connect. Creep is disappearing though at a fairly high pace. Glio Reconstitution gets researched as well. Don't forget, this supply is roach. And on top of that, worker count is also lower for Clem, so his army is actually significantly bigger. 2-2 is about to finish up. Carapace won't be done quite yet. Our next set of Banelings now finally on the way. So far we had 4 Banelings total. Now 11 more are being built. 4 have already finished up. Carapace level 2 finishes as well. Mines on Burrow, and here come the Banes! Push this back at an instant. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Hive finishes here as well. And that will allow Reynor to continue going to higher tech if he wants to, if he can find the gas for it. He has the minerals. He's not managed to spend those. Not accurately, at least. There's not a whole lot of creep remaining. Banes don't get the connections they needed. Just clearing those marauders. Get another forward stim. Good target fire on the Banes. So another Bile's gonna connect, and I think Clem might actually just be doing it. More and more medevacs show up, and this army, despite overstimmed, does tend to survive. No fungals to catch this, no parasitic bomb to push this back. And the creep has largely disappeared as well, making it hard for the Banelings to find the connections that they need to, especially against such a high supply army. Plus 3 Carapace has started as well. Still 900 minerals in the bank here for Reynor. Maybe try and get some queens out to pad this army a bit more with all the minerals that he has left over. This Baneling isn't going to get a connection. No, mines do get cleared though. Overseers providing vision now die as well. And every single medevac is still pretty much alive. Now 5 have gone down total, but good lord, we have a lot of medevacs here. And Clem at this point also has a fort base behind this, by the way. Like, he has been going at it. He's been macroing. He's been making sure that he has minerals to mine from, and he's just pulling further and further forward in supply. Getting further ahead. This army is extremely overstimmed right now. I really think it would be wise for him to just hold on a second. But Clem does not want to wait. He's continuously stimming right now. 3 more medevacs show up. A 4th medevac shows up as well. And these guys have some energy once more. And we almost have personal healing here. Especially if these medevacs actually had some energy. And we definitely would have some personal healing. 2 Vipers now coming in. So we're going to get some of that splash damage in. Baneling count is starting to grow once more as well. Mine connects with a Ling. Target fire on the Banes has been decent enough so far, as we finally get a hit with one of those Banelings, and that's exactly what you need. Vipers are gonna pop out, but then they won't have energy quite yet. This has been a non-stop push, non-stop stimming. Good lord. Drug abuse running rampant here in the Terran Force, as we get a triple drop now going in towards the main base or the bottom side of the map. Clem completely unaware of what's happening here on the bottom side, by the way. Doesn't know whether there's a base there. It's going to show up. and capable of cancelling this hatchery for certain. Clem also can probably do something over here. Vipers do have the energy for Parasitic Bomb right now. It's going to be extremely helpful against these medevac counts. Where's our second Viper, by the way? I know we have a second one. Okay, it's going to move towards the top. This army is going to split off and will be capable of actually clearing this, which is neat. At the same time, the question is, can Reynor clear the top side as well? We have a Liberator that's going to start harassing over here on the fort base. We'll fly straight into a Spore. Parasitic Bomb's going to connect here with one of these medevacs. Second medevac also in some serious trouble, but the split off is just too good. And you have some very low medevacs right now. You also have some very low hatcheries at the moment. Piles are not going to connect with the medevacs, and this base goes down. That means it's now 3 base versus 4, with a 5th base finishing up and flying over. More reinforcements streaming across. 3-3 about to finish up. And where's our follow-up tech? Reynor has no follow-up tech. He has this kind of backup fort base. Clem doesn't have a great worker count, but he has plenty of bases. And if you have plenty of bases, you can just build some extra workers. 2-3 rounds of SCVs takes him 36 seconds. It's going to bring him to a beautiful 80 workers. That's going to be plenty for him. I think even 75 or 76 will be fine. So 2 rounds of workers. Vipers once again trying to gather some energy. Liberator set up as well. What do you go for right now with the Parasitic Bomb? Is it going to be the medevacs or is it going to be the Liberators? I think you still want to go for the medevacs. Instead we get 2 Blinding Clouds, but they won't be enough as the Banelings finally do get some connections. But they get the connections as Reynor is pretty much dead. Melee attacks level 3 gets denied. 180 supply to 123. 5 base versus 3.5. Clem takes the series with a 4-2 score. After an impressive back and forth, some fun strategies, but in the end, the Terran too strong.